M0FXB, welcome to my videos learning how to use the new Yaesu FT5DR. FXB, just looking at some of the key changes on the Yaesu FT5 between the Yaesu FT3D. So yeah, straight away the case design is different, as you can see. You've got more of a sleeker sort of look. You've got the orange buttons. You've got the different styling buttons here, but also the different selections on the buttons. You've got, like, for the main menu, you hold down the DISP on the FT3D, but on the FT5, you push the F button there. So for me, the FT3D looks more rugged. It's very similar size, hardly noticeable size change. The FT5 has sort of rubber around these corners here, rubber here. The battery is the same, but you get the ability to snap on this new holster. I've fitted the holster with the belt clip, as you can see, but you can put the belt clip straight onto the battery, and to fit it you just add these two screws here that are in the box, and to fit the holster on, you do need the FT5 for this. It just fits over the bottom and then snaps over the top with this sort of snapping thing here, like so. There you go. Now it won't stand when it's in the holster. You need to take the holster off to stand it. The other thing is the menus. You know, the menu structure is different. They've added some menus here. So if I hold down the F menu button here to get into the main menu, which is this is the one we were used to seeing here. You've got the usual list, well, selections that you have on the FT3. But there's a couple of changes in menus. So let's just start with the TX menu. In digital here, we select number 2. So you select by pushing the F button or tap the screen. So hold down the F menu, and then we'll tap the screen. We'll tap digital. You've got this one here that's called audio pitch, where you get low boost, flat, and high boost. Now to me, low boost is more bassy, basically. High boost is more higher pitch, and flat, just I would say that's just the normal setting. I like low boost, sounds bassier. You've got a back button here, where the back button on the FT3 is here. Now you've got on the FT3 you've got a group mode button and an X button separate there. On the FT5 you've got the wires X button, and let's just go back here. So if you do a short press, the group mode button, there you go, you're in group mode. If you hold it, you'll get the wires X sort of handshake with your hotspot. With the cam feature on the 3D, you had to sort of store it into a memory first, and then name it and put it into the cam feature selections on the 3D. What they've done with the 5 is so you could do it on the fly. So let's just say we want this one. Well, I've already done it, but say you want this channel here to go straight into the cam feature. You just hold down this PMG button. I think they call it touch and go. So there's one in there already that that's what I've just put in. Now if we change to a different was a back out by pushing PMG. Now I haven't properly looked at this. Choose a different memory channel, hold it again, and now there's 2, and it's monitoring these channels, and you can tap between them, and you can put up to 5, and I'm sure there's a section in there where you can actually name them, because at the moment it just has P1, P2, and you can probably put them into groups as well. I haven't properly put that in there yet. The other thing, let's just back out of that, is you can change the color. So as you can see at the moment, the frequency is red. So hold down this and go to display, got the usual brightness. One of them is display color. There it is, number 7. Press the F and you can change it to white, which is default, or blue. Push the F again. Now you don't need to just back out. There you are, it's blue now. So then the other one to remember is that this radio by default mutes the if you're in dual receive, it will mute the band that is not active. It will only let you listen to one at a time if you don't go into the mute section. So it's just going to find where that section is a minute. Yeah, so it's in TXRX. Tap that, go to audio and find the mute bit here. It's very important that you turn this off if you want to have full dual receive. Now you can select 30%, 50%, 100% to mute. So if I leave it on 100%, which is the default, and go back. And what will happen now, you get this little speaker show up here, and when one of the bands is active, it will mute the other one. So see the little speaker. So if you're seeing that speaker, then you know that you're on 100% mute. So basically, if you go back into the menu, TXRX audio mute, and turn that off, then you're back on full dual receive. Obviously on D-Star you can't hear, on Fusion you can't hear full dual because it mutes the audio, but on analog you can hear both full dual. So the way they've, on the other one, to get into the sub menu, you tapped FMW on the screen, but on this one you just one press the F menu, and look, you get the sort of sub menu, where it was quite useful for the APRS menu because you can get your beacon and S list and M list. So to get into the scope, you push there, but you need to be in VFO mode. So back out of that. We'll go into single mode by pushing AB. We'll go to VFO. VFO is here, and just whilst we're on the VFO button, that is a quick memory storage button as well. So if we want to store, we go into VFO, tapping that. Change the band by pushing the band button here. So if we want to 145 100, hold down VM. Up here it's a bit dark, but it's red. There's a red number there. Just turn it until it goes white. They are. The number 2 is taken. 3 is white. It was available. Hold it again, and then it will give you the option here to tag, and you just tap the different buttons to name, like so. You can use letters, of course, like so. And then when you've done that, to store it, you hold down VM. So let's do that again. Let's hold it again. Then we tag, and we hold it again. It's 3 times you hold it, and then it's in the memory. Then you can turn it off. There's VFO memory, and so on. So that's memory. Right, so on the screen you've got TX mode here. So FM, DN. But you can also, I've noticed, well, it's not doing it now. I'll work out why. TX, this TX DN, maybe it's when you're in DN mode. Yeah, you can do TXDN, auto, FM. So as you know, it's a 1 watt speaker on this radio. See if we can, and when you change frequency, you have to hold down the screen. Let's see if anyone speaks there. That's my node.
My name's Des, Ken. Delta Echo, name's Des. Well, you just reminded me there.
I would say it's
What
definitely
army? What
louder.
army?
It's a good third louder, and in digital you get that option to select the low boost, which so when you get that tinny digital audio, you can lower the tone slightly, and that's the thing I keep saying that I wish that Yaesu would give us in firmware on the FT3. Give us those tone changes, and we'll be happy with the FT3D. So design-wise, you know, I I feel like the FT3D feels heavier and bigger, and it probably isn't, but that's what it feels like to me. I do like this styling of the GPS. Um, just get the volume here. The volume controls. I think that it feels a bit more solid on the FT3. The FT5 it's just a bit loose and wobbly, but it's not like it's broken, but it's different. The FT3 just feels a bit more solid on it. The GPS lock is excellent, I've noticed, on the FT5. To see the GPS menu, just go tap the F menu and then display here, and then you tap the screen. And if you go into the proper menus here about learning how to store different locations and things, I'm not doing that during this one, but there's lots of settings on it. This is just a quick overview. Just hold down the go to the configuration menu, which is quite an important one. Just trying to see any real differences. You'd have to go into every single one to really find them. But I think that's the obvious differences. So, why go from the FT3 to the FT5? Well, you can change the color of the frequency. You've got a smoother, sort of sleeker styling. You might like that and prefer that. You might not even have an FT3D. So it makes sense to get the newer model. Now the buttons, apparently they do illuminate on the FT3, I've been told. Let's just turn it on. Yeah, they do illuminate. So just turn it off. You've got two LEDs here on the FT5. So if we had activity on the B band, the LED here starts to flash up here. Let's see if we can get it to come on. Yes. There you are. And I think you get a blue light when you're receiving digital audio. So yeah, that's quite cool. And then you can there's a torch here. If you push like that and LED like, look, you get a funky torch, quite bright. That's good. So obviously the quick menu, which is on the FT3, is selected in a different way. Pretty much looks the same to me. Now the A dual is the radio. So quick menu, then A dual. You get the radio come up. Get a little emblem here. Now if we're receiving something, it won't. So no. Yeah, right. It's there now, and then you can select change the frequency. There. Let's see if I can change. There you go. Change, and I'm sure there's a search button on this. So yeah, I think that works well. It's almost like a triple band radio, isn't it? And I liked it on the FT3. So yeah, just looking and trying to think of anything I've missed. GPS, Bluetooth. I haven't even used the Bluetooth, but that's on here, of course. Yeah, like so. I'm guessing that could be in options. Yeah, Bluetooth, camera, Bluetooth audio. Now that could be a new menu. Not sure. Fix. It might have been in the latest firmware on the FT3. Device list, Bluetooth, and the USB camera. So yeah, they've stuck with the with the same USB connector, SD card and DC supply. It won't charge off the USB, and that is the old style connector, which is in the box just for firmware. You do need the SCU 19 or 39 cable. Haven't even put an SD card in yet, but I will. So I think I've covered all the obvious changes. And that you've got this tab here at the top, which isn't on the FT3. It doesn't raise up here. I think there's a bit more room there for putting an antenna, but not a lot more, but a bit more, you know, the different antennas. This is the same, it's just different styling. The buttons protrude more on the FT3, which I like. Same as the FT70, which is a nice design radio. So, you know, the question is, is it worth upgrading? You know, you're going to sell the FT3, you might get about 270 for it, 260, 270, and these are 400. So you sell it for 270, you pay an extra £130 plus postage, and you get the newer model, and it's whether you want it. I don't see an urgency to upgrade. I think it's probably good that people who haven't already bought the FT3D for Fusion get one where they've tried to change parts, you know, bits about the radio that users said needed changing. The explanation for not just tweaking the existing radio is to do with components, so you have to take their word for that. And they decided that whilst they're going to tweak it, mainly the speaker, they would come up with a new design as well, and give us users something different to choose. The battery is definitely the same, and the cradle fits too. Both radios will fit in the cradle and the FT2. So yeah, drop comments if you think I've missed anything. I think I've covered it all. Looked at GPS, Bluetooth. The APRS is very good. Big long menu on the APRS. I've done a video on the APRS. Haven't used this memory to VFO button yet. So if we're in memory mode, let's try it. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Did that work? Well, I just pushed it, see if it will do it. It probably just went to B band, didn't it? See, it is lit, but yeah. Is it just telling me that we're in memory mode? Is that why it lights up? Because if I tap it, nothing happens. I go to the B, yeah, and then put that in memory mode. So let me know if anyone's worked out that. I've only briefly looked at the manual, but I do like the colouring. The screen to me is the same screen. I always put screen protectors on. So I've only had this yesterday, so just trying to think if I've missed anything again. I keep saying that over and over again. So thanks for watching. 7.3, all the best.